Without kids, Harry looks like he's been tortured after his marriage has broken. Meghan's disastrous birthday outing was exposed. On Thursday night, Meghan and Harry showed up in Montecito as they were supposed to be celebrating Meghan's big day. They were photographed leaving the trendy Italian restaurant Tre Lune, a favorite among A-listers in Hollywood, including people like Ellen DeGeneres and Kourtney Kardashian. It is their second public appearance within just a few days after weeks of never being seen out and about together, showing that the two of them are bound and determined to present a united front, and they're trying to fight these rumors that there's trouble behind the scenes. Their public appearance came amidst claims that Meghan and Harry have been snubbed by Harry's family for events marking the first anniversary of the late Queen's passing. The California-based royals haven't been invited to mourn Her Majesty in Britain 24 hours before they launched the Invictus Games in Dusseldorf, 24 hours later on September 9th. But it seems like this little appearance is only confirming what we already suspected. So first of all, they're always without the kids. This is bizarre, especially on a special occasion like Meghan's birthday. So what exactly is the problem here? Are they really still trying to hide Archofficial and Invisibed, or is the truth that the kids don't even exist? When you look at big celebrities in Hollywood, even if the couple is divorced, the children are never being left out. And this reinforces my opinion, and that of the rest of you, that Harry and Meghan do not have any kids. The kids don't exist, and it is getting increasingly difficult to borrow other people's children to go out on occasions such as this. Another thing is that all marriages have their problems, but some have a lot more to lose than other people, and that encourages people to work even harder through any problems, especially when kids are involved. And it's going to reinforce my upcoming observations about the two of them too. As always, Meghan Markle was walking way ahead of Harry. He's dragging behind her, and they're not paying a bit of attention to one another. Typically, they're clinging on to each other, even on royal occasions. But when they went out for her birthday, they were not touching each other at all, and their friend was standing between them in just about all the photos. Since they've been married, Meghan has always clung onto his hand, and she was not holding his hand in any of the photos there. She's also not even walking with Harry. Harry's just in the background. You have noticed, I'm sure, how rarely Harry smiles these days. I mean, in years past, he would grin and he would wave at the paparazzi and spectators who were standing around, but that never seems to happen anymore. He looks so tense and miserable. Meghan, on the other hand, looks so relaxed, and she looks completely oblivious to how uncomfortable Harry is. Now, this is about her, after all. It is the Meghan show, and it's been that way ever since they met. Meghan loves conflict and controversy. She loves all the drama. It is her fuel. As always, Meghan is performing for the cameras, and Harry's scowl shows us that Megxit does not seem to be giving him a bit of peace. They weren't holding hands, they were not staring intensely at each other. Harry was walking a couple of steps behind Meghan, and he looked like he was trying to hold back tears. How anyone cannot see how miserable he is, I do not understand. It's pretty obvious. It's pretty clear there is something going on. Harry looks miserable. I don't care what other people may think. And that dress, I mean, how ugly was that? That wasn't appropriate for a night in a nice restaurant. It looked like she was wearing a beach towel. Now, actually, I do wish them well, even though I don't think all is well. And I hope their marriage is doing okay, because who wants to see Harry back in Britain whining about how difficult his overprivileged life is in this cost of living crisis? Over the last couple of years, I would hope that Harry has figured out that he doesn't have anything to offer. He doesn't have an understanding of the world. Now, maybe that's okay when you are a royal, when people are expected to listen to you, but in the US, it would be much more difficult for him to fit in. He doesn't know anything about politics or films or running a business. Harry has also come to that age where a man really needs a purpose in life. I mean, he had that when he was a royal, but now his life is just pointless and trivial. The only purpose that Harry really has is to keep the insatiable ego of Miss Meghan fed. And this is about the time in the marriage when Harry is considering what he gave up for what he has. I'm sure he is regretting his decision as he's disappearing into obscurity. And what was up with them taking that one friend with them? Or I guess it was one of Meghan's friends' husbands or something? I mean, how pitiful, how sad that they only managed to get one other person to join them on their date night. So much for all those friends they supposedly have in Hollywood. I feel bad for Harry on some level, and I feel a little bit sad for Meghan because those birthday photos are not helping her at all. They make her look a lot older than 47. Hate to break it to her, but Meghan Markle cannot compete with Catherine. Catherine is gorgeous both inside and out. Meghan Markle looked a mess though, like always. That zebra dress looked terrible on her, made her body look even boxier than it already does. So much money and so little taste. Meghan has to have the worst dressing style ever, considering how much money she's got. And why are their clothes always so wrinkled? I mean, it's just bizarre. It is weird to me, though, that they didn't even have anybody they could pay to celebrate her birthday with them. Meghan Markle has trashed her family, they trashed Harry's family, they've trashed his friends, her friends. My mother used to always warn me that it was not a good idea to wear stripes that go across. That dress would have worked a lot better with something over it, or maybe something added to contrast it. I mean, it looked like a beach towel. But who in the world can convince Meghan that she had a bad idea? Harry can't even try, really nobody can. Harry has not turned on her yet, it seems, or we know things would be over. Harry still doesn't seem to understand that his ideas are Meghan's ideas. She just told him they were his ideas. He's generally miserable, and he doesn't know that it's connected to Meghan alienating him from everything and everyone that used to make him happy. Pretty interesting to me, too, that the cameras were right there at the restaurant when we think about how much this couple craves their privacy, supposedly. I mean, who just happened to know that they were going to show up there? All they wanted was their privacy, after all. I'm wondering how much they had to pay for this intrusion on their privacy. I wonder if it was a one-off payment, or do they have a retainer with the agency? Over the last few days, I couldn't help but notice they sure are working their PR machine pretty hard. Something must be going on. They could have just enjoyed a nice, quiet celebration. I mean, we get to see celebrities out all the time, and paparazzi are not out there taking photos. I really hope the Paps didn't chase them down as they were walking away from the restaurant. The people around there have seen everybody that would be considered important and high profile, so I'm guessing to them they were just another ordinary couple. And the paparazzi and photographers that they claim to despise so much and who invade their privacy all the time were called up to be there and to record this important occasion. I cannot understand. They say that they want privacy, but wherever they go, they're being photographed. But other celebrities who live in the same area somehow manage to go out and they don't get photographed at all. Supposedly, Meghan Markle herself has 19 separate social media accounts, so I guess we need to take some of this exaggerated praise with a heaping pinch of salt. Self-praise is not the same thing as real praise. There are a couple of nobodies, but they are trying so hard to be somebodies, so they're hiring this expensive camera crew to follow them around so that they'll get their names in the headlines. It is so pathetic seeing Harry just being a celebrity. He was born for greater things. And it's probably a bodyguard who's going to chase away any frightening people who may dare to look at Harry and Meghan. I mean, after all, you know they're really important people because they live in a mansion. Perhaps they could share some of that money with homeless people who have to live on the streets, single mothers who are just struggling to pay their bills. And you, do you agree with the views in my video? Please continue to discuss them with us below in the comments. If you think my video is useful, don't be afraid to like and share it with anyone else who would love it anytime you want. And don't be afraid to click the subscribe button to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in, have a lovely weekend, and we'll be back to see you all tomorrow.